Peace, family. MJ the Mastermind back checking in. So listen, if you are someone that's interested in personal development, manifestation, and all things in between, make sure to watch this video and to like, comment, and subscribe. All right? So let's start it off with a quote. Listen, you must live in alignment with the version of you that is required for the fulfillment of the vision. You must live in alignment with the version of you that is required for the fulfillment of the vision. One more time. You must live in alignment with the version of you that is required for the fulfillment of the vision. Man, let's unpack this. So we have the vision, which is what you want to accomplish, what you want to achieve, everything that you want to become. And then we have the version of you that is required for the fulfillment of that vision. Now, here's the thing. The vision will never be fulfilled until the version of you that is required is in alignment. Okay? It's not until you are actually living in alignment of the version of you that is required that you actually achieve what it is that you want to achieve. Okay? Now let's start with the vision. Okay? What is the vision? The vision is the movie of your life. All of the things that you want to have, all of the things that you want to accomplish, everything that you want to become ultimately. So when you think vision, you think the ultimate level of achievement, right? Now, a lot of people aren't even clear on what their vision is. A lot of people every day are reacting to life and they're not creating their lives. What's the difference? The difference is when you react to life, you don't have intention. Like you don't set clear intentions. Okay? Somebody with a vision has a clear intention on what they want their life to look like. Somebody without a vision does not. So they just wake up every day and they just go with the flow of life. They blow where the wind of life takes them. Okay? So they're constantly reacting and they're not setting clear intentions on what it is that they want, what they want to achieve, and who they want to become. Now, the easiest step to clarifying your vision is just making a long list of what it is that you want in your life. Okay? And you have to sometimes get into a state of silence and solitude to be able to come up with this. You know, I was actually talking to one of my friends yesterday in our weekly mastermind, and he was lacking clarity on his vision. And you know what I told him was like the answers you're looking for is in the silence that you're avoiding. The answers you're looking for is in the silence you're avoiding. And oftentimes in life, we run away from that silence because there could be a lot of pain, there could be a lot of accountability, there could be a lot of discomfort in entering into that silence and asking yourself the tough and difficult questions. But that's the only path to getting clarity. A lot of times is in the silence and asking yourself those tough questions. And when you ask yourself those tough questions, it brings clarity, and that can give you clarity of your vision. Right? So make a list of what it is that you want. Just sit down and journal. Like, what is it do I want? Like, where do I want to go? What do I want to accomplish? What do I want to obtain? Who do I want to become? Right? And that question of who do I want to become is a perfect segue into what's required. Now, a lot of times we think about the person that we want to be, the person that we want to become, the lifestyle that we want to live, and all of these things. But the problem is we don't ever think about the person that's required. The person that's required. The person you want to be is different from the person that's required. Right? And we have to separate the two. Okay? So when you get clarity on your vision, on whatever that is, whatever that looks like for the movie of your life, the next question you have to ask yourself is, who do I need to be? What's required of me to actually achieve this? And that's a question that's very seldomly asked by people. It's because a lot of times we just focus on what we want, but we don't focus on what's required of us. And getting clarity on that, on what's required of you, can really turn the page in helping you actually live in alignment with what's needed, what's required of you to actually get the outcomes that you want in life. It all starts with your identity, right? When asking ourselves, what version of me is required for the fulfillment of this vision, it starts to unpeel the layers, right? What are your habits? What are your principles? What are your standards? What are your behavior traits? What time do you wake up in the morning? What do you do first thing in the morning? What do you do before bed? What do your weekends look like? What is required of you? It brings a different answer than what we're used to, right? And you can really take this to a whole nother level when you start asking yourself, not just in an overarching way, not in just like an overall way, but in the actual moment. Like when you have a decision to make, when you have an action to take, when life is testing you, right? Our last video, we talked about the test of life and how every test is a test of identity. That's a perfect segue into this video, because holding that identity is ultimately the test of, are you being who is required? Are you being the version of you that is required? Are you holding the frame? Are you holding the identity of the person of you that's required? Okay? And when you start asking yourself in the moments, like when there's that party that your friends are inviting you to, and you haven't finished your work, or you need to do some studying, or you have this task that needs to be done for your business, and you ask yourself, well, what is required? That answer can never steer you wrong, because it's unbiased. It's not, what do I want to do? What do I feel like doing? It's no, like, what is required of me, right? And when you start asking yourself that question, not just once, not just overall, but throughout the day, right? When you have a decision to make, do I do this or do I do this? Ask yourself, well, which decision is required of me? Because when you ask yourself what decision is required of me, it takes all of the emotionality out of it. It takes the subconscious mind's programs out of it. It takes all of the bullshit out of it, and you just get to the root. Okay? So I challenge y'all to start asking yourself, what is actually required of me when it comes to that vision, when it comes to not only just vision, goals. Like once you have clarity of your vision and then you break it down into goals, what is required of me to have this type of body? What is required of me to make this kind of money? What is required of me to be successful in this? Okay? Because then you can start reverse engineering it. You can start reverse engineering to the steps, the daily actions, the habits, the behaviors, the mindset, the principles that are needed and required for the fulfillment of whatever it is that you're looking to accomplish, y'all. Okay? So this is the lesson for today. This is the download that I received, is stop worrying about what you want. Start asking yourself, what is required of you, right? And by asking yourself that, that's going to provide you clarity on who you need to be. on a day-to-day basis, the actions that you need to take, the behaviors that you need to take, the identity that you need to exude, right? And then when you want to take it to another level, you start asking yourself in a situation by situation basis, what is required of me today? What is required of me over the next hour? What is required of me over these next few minutes? What is required of me during this interaction, right? We start to break it down into different chunks, right? So listen, y'all, you must live in alignment with the version of you that is required for the fulfillment of the vision. Listen, man, if y'all got value from this, if this was helpful, man, drop a comment. Let me know what your biggest takeaway was. If you got value from this, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we're gonna keep them coming, man. I'm just sharing y'all my life lessons at the end of the day, man. These are things that help me navigate through life, and I'm just sharing it with you all so that it may help you navigate through life, raise your consciousness, your frequency, your energy, and help you be more successful, right? Peace and love, y'all. Until the next video.